voglio sempre vincere. Amo gelato notte, scoop magnum et rineo, pizza magna mi placet et sapore ferro. Amici veni, cantamus hodie, risus plenus sit, felix animus. Subus sole vivo, ris vitam doceo, pasta mihi gaudium, infelici corde. Salmone dico vale, da piscis ridet necu, lore mixum docere, risu vinci latine. O amici veni, cantamus hodie, risus plenus sit, felix animus. Gelato nocte, scup magnum et rideo, pizza magna mihi placet et sapore ferro. O amici veni, cantamus hodie, risus plenus sit, felix animus. Sub sole vivo, risu vitam doceo, pasta mihi gaudium, infelici corde. Salvone dico, risu vitam doceo, pasta mihi gaudium, infelici corde. Salvone dico vale, a piscis ridet mecu, lore mixum docere, risu vinci latine. O amici veni, cantamus hodie, risus plenus sit, felix animus.
He would be so scared to see me.
Everybody thinks we was doing this shit, doxing motherfuckers. Nah, they came at us first.
I got a fire raging in my front yard.
Oh, why did you set your front yard on fire? Are you drinking again?
Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your cities, our boss. You cause false authorities. Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your team, dog balls. You call them false authorities.
Smacking off the podcast.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Smacking Off the Podcast. All right, everybody, welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. Is everybody here with me? Cowboy Adam coming on the show. Been way too long. Yes, we'd love to see Cowboy Adam. I don't hear anybody else. Is Doug here? Nikki? Let's see. We're going to send him a little message. Oh, we had something going on. There's a shout out to Wade Campbell. He's joined the show. And we're waiting on our producer, Doug Phillips. I'm Dr. Balls. And
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why we don't hear anybody else. Let me look.
All righty.
This is a new thing now. It basically can't. Okay, so here comes Nikki.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and we have our cast member, Nikki Mace. How are you doing?
I'm freezing.
You're freezing? Are you cold?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Damn it, Jim. Well, you have to tell your old man to snuggle up to you and keep you warm.
Yes, Ed, I can hear you. Can everybody else
Okay.
hear Ed?
Yeah, it always seems like I got.
I have already been. What's up, Ed?
Not much, just chilling out.
Well,
So Robert, I could hear you right from the beginning, and I don't know what it's doing. It's like shuffling everybody around, but it knew that you were the host, and it went ahead and gave you a hot mic, right?
I guess it must have. And now I'm also watching it on Facebook right now, and it was giving me a closed caption to say that it was hearing me. That's what I figured you would be in first, since I'm just joining the show. That's what shocks me about it. But I won it. I had to wing it.
You know what this is? This is leftover from Bidenomics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you paid too much for something and it don't work?
Mm-hmm.
Something, right?
So as you said, Big Ed was going to join us. What about Sean? Have you heard from him?
I haven't heard from Sean, but Sean will pop in. Sean is always casually late.
That'll work.
Sean said, you know what he says? He says, I'm going to make these motherfuckers sweat a little bit.
Yeah. We need our encyclopedia. He's like our human Google.
He is.
Hell yeah.
He is. I'm one of those guys. I could be that guy, but I'd have to put all my attention onto that instead of like doing the graphics and all that. And Sean's that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
There you go. He's capable of it. And then just for kicks and giggles, I've got it over here on my iPad. So if I need to look something up, I've got a lot of stuff queued up. If I had like the college football playoff rankings, what the schedule is this weekend, that kind of thing. And I've got it set up where I can hit a button on any individual game to find out details about that team. But since Sean already knows that, I only refer to that when it's absolutely necessary, which is rare, thanks to our professional cast members like him and Ed Schreiber. Ed, are you with us, Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Hallelujah, man.
So, Bob, I just wanted to tell you that your cigarette looks a little odd there. That's an odd-looking cigarette.
Well, I'll tell you what this really is. So what's going on here is I've got a cigarette injector machine, and I ran out of zigzag rolling papers, right? And I'm like, what can I do to roll me a big fat doobie? So I grounded up a bunch of pot and I put it in the cigarette injector, and then I used the machine, and then I cut the end off where the filter is, so I wouldn't have no filter.
I don't know if Robert
Sean.
F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be looking for advice from you and me, Doctor.
No.
Sean Devine, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are we all doing tonight?
Pretty good. I got enough voices on now. I can go make me a drink, right?
No, guys, knock on wood. I had a chest scan on Monday. Since I'm a smoker, they made me do a chest scan, and I had no sign of cancer.
Heck yeah.
That away, Dr. Balls. Good to hear, man.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried where I've smoked 2 packs a day since like 1987. So, and probably 1,000 joints a day. Well, not a day, but
Well,
over the
that's
course of that time.
the joints counteracted it and healed it before it happened.
That's what my friend, I've got a Haitian witch doctor that's one of my friends. He's also a legitimate agricultural doctor. He's got a doctorate degree in mycology. And he told me that's what it was. So I'm going to take Yuri's. And if Yuri's on the show, since I shared it with him, shout out to Yuri Guerriere.
Heck yeah.
So, guys, I think there's some outstanding college football going to be this weekend, one way or another. I've been excited and impressed by how tight and how tough a lot of the games are. And I was absolutely shocked by the way that Alabama absolutely crushed LSU. Was that just me, or anybody else feel that way?
No, that's what I said last week. I said LSU thought that they had this game in the bag. Saban's gone. They brought the Tiger out. You know, they're making this big ordeal, and they lost again. They were going to get destroyed. They did.
I think the only question I think we had was if the bye week for Alabama, they'd look at the tape and do what they needed to do to destroy them, which was very evident after watching LSU's game against A&M. And, you know, A&M's quarterback was able to run on them. Jalen Milroe is vastly superior to the A&M quarterback. So they watched that film and go, you know what? How about we just run Jalen Milroe right down their throat? And you know what? That's exactly what they did. And crazy just –
Yeah, I think it was
him that quiet and that empty with like 10 minutes to go, right?
that was a hell of an idea on their part. I agree with you, Sean. And what's the reason I brought that up was you gave us a great segue to what I'm sure is one of Doug's games of the week, which is LSU and Florida. Now, Nikki posted today, or was it yesterday, that Lagway would be back. Is it true? Lagway's going to be back?
DJ's back. Badger's back. Possibly Wilson and Johnson.
DJ Swagway is back?
He's back.
Swag is back.
Yes.
He was dressed for Texas if an emergency. So if Warner got hurt, he could have played because he practiced all week.
Good for Florida.
Okay, so guys,
take a
before
chance.
we jump into the games of the week, I'm going to pull up the I had to pull up the top 13 this week. So
I don't think you do. Greg Sankey put you up to that.
He did because Georgia's number 12, but if the season ends today, Boise State's number 12, right?
I say if the season ends today, the Dogs are going to be in the doghouse.
They got Georgia's highest number. I think I'm seeing Notre Dame as high as number 8.
So Georgia's. I mean, no, I'm not even going to go there. We'll get to the games.
Come on,
of the week.
Doug. You want to go there? Come on.
No. I can't do it. I can't do it because we got the games of the week, and I'll go there then.
Okay.
But I mean, I still think there's a good shot that Bama loses one of their last 2 real games.
Really?
Who's
You're
they got
still feeling that way? I don't know.
I am because, but I may be wrong. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked if Bama wins out, but
I just feel like they're going to build off that LSU win. That just put so much.
You mean like they built off that Georgia win?
Oh, yeah, but even with that Georgia, I'm sorry, Milroe was nothing compared to what he was against LSU. But
LSU is LSU, and those other teams are different.
I think we kind of, well, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Alabama win. It was absolutely, any time you go into Death Valley and beat them like a drum, which they did. But I think the situation was we kind of knew from the beginning of the season that LSU wasn't quite LSU. They lost to USC. That USC is not good. And they got lucky pulling that one out against South Carolina. And then A&M with a backup quarterback kind of ran all over them. And the answer was, well, it was in College Station. This definitively told us not only that Alabama is good, particularly when Milroe runs the ball, which I think is his greater strength in throwing the ball. But it also says that LSU's defense really isn't there this year. Not.
I agree with
Nor
that.
was it last year.
Nor was it last year. But we don't care about last year.
But that's what the fans are already complaining about. And you're hearing not just fans, but national media talking about, like, this is Brian Kelly.
Well, but
Okay,
Brian
so-
Kelly's not going anywhere because what? His buyout right now is still $61 million.
Kind of like Mike Norvell.
I got to throw this out there, though. Ed. You picked LSU. I picked LSU, but Nikki nailed it. I was just doing the reverse psychology thing.
Sean
I
picked Alabama as well.
Yeah, Sean picked Alabama.
Yeah.
But Ed picked LSU. I picked LSU, but I was just doing the thing that Nikki said I was doing.
Reverse
No.
he was hoping it would work, and it worked.
You were sandbagging, Doug. That's what you were doing.
I was doing something right.
Now is the Iron Bowl? Where's the Iron Bowl, Doug?
Tuscaloosa.
So don't worry about that game.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That'll be
I mean,
fine.
you always got to worry when Auburn's coming because Auburn
Not in,
or
but not in,
Alabama.
When was the last time Auburn beat Alabama? In
Wait, but Doug,
Yeah,
young Cam Newton is not walking through that.
No, he's not. Hank Brown is walking through that door.
Or no, they have Thorne starting this week.
Who
They
is?
put Thorne back in start.
Is he
Gee,
the water boy?
Yeah, like they can't make up their mind on what they are doing in Auburn. Like, seriously. Poor
Okay,
Reverend
so
Freeze.
I believe the last time that Auburn beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa was 2010. But let me check that, make sure.
I think you're right on that, Doug. I'm pretty sure that's the date.
I'm questioning 2019. I think that was at Auburn.
I believe that was at Auburn because odd numbered years are in Auburn.
well, talking about all these lower tier CFP teams that may or may not get in, the fact that Georgia's number 12 after their start, and they've let Ole Miss back in it. What's been happening though is the Big Ten fans has been crowing like a motherfucker all over our groups, and if you look, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 5 spots.
For now, we still have what 3 more weeks of college football playoff rankings.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just going to have to be honest. The Big Ten looks really good. I mean, really good.
I think that's facetious.
Well, I mean, I really do believe that. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Ohio State's the best team in the country.
I don't know.
Are you doing reverse psychology again?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I believe they'll beat Oregon at a neutral site. And I mean, shit. How much money they got into this fucking roster here?
But you got.
I think it's a
they
$20,
can beat
$25
Oregon
million
neutral
roster.
Site, but
Yeah.
are they going to beat the top teams in the SEC right now? I can't.
There's a huge difference between being the most talented team in the country and being the best team in the country.
Okay, so tell us, Ed, who's the best team in the country? It's Texas.
God. I really don't think that has been determined. Now, obviously, they got to settle it on the field, but I don't think there's a clear-cut front runner to win it all.
Indiana's got as much chance as anybody, though, and they've got a chance to eliminate teams ahead of them. I mean, I don't know that Indiana is the best team in the country in terms of talent, but it's real compelling the shape that they're in after decades of futility and what's going on ahead of them. Because if they win the games that are ahead of them and play in the Big Ten championship game, they're going to be well positioned in the college football playoff anyway it goes. That's why I feel 5 is a good place for Indiana because they can lose a game, still go to the Big Ten championship possibly.
No, Dr. Balls, I gotta interrupt you. That's. I mean, you have so many other extenuating factors that have to happen because first off, Indiana's going to lose when they go to the Horseshoe in 2 weeks. They finally. I mean,
Possibly.
what is their current strength of schedule? Indiana's what would I see? It was like 80th.
Yeah, I believe that's accurate.
I mean, they're finally going to play a real. Their best win right now is what? Michigan at home.
Hey, Sean, I know you hate to say this too, because they're kicking ass compared to what they normally do.
Who's that?
But Indiana is right, but they're kicking ass.
I'm very happy for them.
Absolutely, but you know that you know the score here.
Yeah, I mean to me, I strategically disagree with you that the Big Ten is a great conference. I think it's actually a down year.
No, I said it looks great.
I don't really think it is, to be honest with you. I think Indiana's benefited. They are better than what they've ever been. Don't get me wrong. And Kurt Cignetti's absolutely one of the best coaches in the country. They've benefited from a very, very bad schedule. And they're finally going to get a test, not this weekend, but next weekend when they go to the Horseshoe. I would expect Ohio State to win that game. And then so Indiana, its path to the Big Ten title is closed. Unless Oregon somehow lose a couple of games here, but I don't think anyone sees that. So I agree with you, Doug. I think we're going to get an Oregon-Ohio State rematch. And Oregon won at home by a point. I was at that game. It was a great game. But I think it's going to be a different story in Indianapolis. I know it's a neutral site, but let's be honest. Probably going to be more Buckeye fans in Indianapolis than Duck fans.
Absolutely.
That's my thing. Any team right now setting up here has a chance to lose. There's not one team that you can honestly say is unbeatable.
I think Nikki's absolutely right. Now you asked the question, Doug. Right now, who's playing the best ball? I personally think Ole Miss and Alabama right now are probably playing the best ball.
Yep.
So I want to say this, and I really believe this. I think there's a good shot that we see a third Oregon-Ohio State game this year.
We very well may.
I mean,
wow.
I know that the deck's probably stacked against it a little bit because the chances that one of them goes down before they meet again in the playoffs is probably high. But just the fact that we're actually having this discussion is testament that we could see this game at some point.
I mean, if we get it in the Big Ten title game and it's another classic like the first one was,
right?
Who wouldn't want to see it a third
well,
time?
It's got to go the other way, though.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of the SEC games we've seen this year that we wouldn't mind seeing again, or maybe even a third time.
Jen don't want to see Alabama, Tennessee again.
You read my mind, Doug. That's a game I want to see again.
Jen, if you're listening, you don't want that fucking game. You don't want this smoke.
There you go.
All right, so let me see. What time is it? Oh, it's not even late enough to go to a commercial, so we should keep talking.
Okay, that's easy enough to do. But, there's so much excitement that goes on with this stuff, man. I mean, the possibility that Indiana could beat Ohio State, which I feel is unlikely, but it's possible. I mean, I think it's more likely than Penn State would have beating. I thought if that Penn State would beat Ohio State, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, right off the bat, look at this. This weekend alone, we have Georgia and Tennessee. So Tennessee beats Georgia. Georgia doesn't have a chance in hell.
Georgia.
But
is
if Georgia
out.
beats Tennessee, does Tennessee drop out with 2 losses?
No.
So it's kind of like
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's gonna just. I feel like they would maybe reverse.
If Tennessee,
spots.
so if Georgia loses, I think they're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if they win, they move a little bit farther inside the bubble, and Tennessee moves a little bit closer to the bubble, but you could easily make the argument they're both still in.
And then we have the dreaded logjam.
Yeah.
Then we have the 2-loss logjam. But
Mhm.
for, I think, Texas is the only one without 2 losses in the conference.
Yeah, because you got A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
In one conference.
But I don't really want to hear the wailing and crying and gnashing of teeth, because even though we have Tennessee, Georgia, and Texas, Arkansas tomorrow, I see teams playing Mercer, Murray
Yep.
State, University of Louisiana
Hold
Monroe.
up, Sean. Who's playing fucking Mercer?
You tell me.
Someone's playing General Booty.
And I'm just saying, maybe it's time we get our guy Sankey on the phone. It might be time for that 9th conference game to be implemented.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And
agree.
then
It
we
would
know.
make everybody's scheduling a lot easier too. And I mean, truthfully, once you factor in the bottom feeders, is it really a lot harder to play a bottom feeder in the SEC than play Mercer?
Right. I mean, and we've already seen that it can be done, because it happened during the COVID year when you played a 10-game conference schedule.
But
Yep.
they left it to the schools to vote on it, and there was
Well,
2 schools
that's
that
Dr. Ball's
voted
fault
us out.
in Kentucky, because they want to keep that Louisiana
No,
Monroe
and I
game
think
on.
Tennessee did too.
Dr. Balls, did you do this?
Yeah, we did it because we know we could. We've been exposed now that the SEC expanded that we weren't good enough to go to our little piddly bowl game every year any other way. So it was. I would blame it on Kentucky and Mark Stoops.
Y'all need that you need that extra win, huh?
And
All
I
they
think,
need
I
is
think
win.
Tennessee was one that voted.
Vandy probably did too,
But
No.
our extra game is Louisville.
All right then.
But you guys are shooting to play them, so
But
you have to play them. It's kind of like Florida State. It's against the law now that
Exactly.
they can play. So
Bob,
you just lose
Dr.
that
Balls
one
knows
game.
I'm coming for him, Dr. Balls. I'm coming for you.
Bob, that's Louisville.
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 Yeah, I just read
Kind
it
of like
myself.
Illinois. It's kind of like
Illinois.
Now I can say Louisville so I can say New Orleans because I get the same thing. Louisville and New Orleans is the same thing. So if you say Louisville and New Orleans, you're saying the same thing.
What's the alternate of New Orleans? Is it New Orleans?
Oh, I guess. I've heard somebody say that before. They was from New Orleans. I think they were from Texas.
So Bob, you guys can keep Louisville on your schedule. I'm just asking you to get rid of the Ohio Bobcats or the Murray State Racers, man, and play.
Yeah,
who have you not played in the SEC this year? Y'all could have played Oklahoma or.
I agree with you.
Or
I agree with you, Dad.
Yeah, but
I was actually being facetious. The truth of it is we should play Ohio State and West Virginia every year.
So, but Sean, Kentucky would have to schedule them as a non-conference game because the SEC won't sanction a ninth game.
Well, that's what I'm getting at the macro level. Is it's time to go to 9.
All right, so before we go to a commercial, and we got a few minutes, but let's look over this top 12, 13, however many teams I've got here, and what problems do we have here, Sean?
I think BYU is too high. They escaped last week. We know that.
Sean, somebody told me this was the 40th anniversary of their national championship.
It is. I mean,
are you trying to rain on this parade?
I mean, we could talk about how light that schedule. What was their bowl game? A Holiday Bowl win that year?
Against a really shitty fucking Michigan team.
Yeah,
right.
Easy.
Ed remembers that team.
That was a 6-win Michigan team.
Yeah. So BYU too high, and Penn State to me is too high just simply because the one game they had to prove themselves, they couldn't get it done. So those two are that I don't particularly care for. Otherwise, the rest of it seems fun. I would have probably Bama ahead of Miami as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Bama's played a much, much harder schedule than Miami.
That's what I said. I'd have them ahead of Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob?
Well, problems I have with it is everybody that's stacked up behind them. I mean, Boise State, SMU, Texas A&M, uh, all of them don't really have a chance unless Georgia. None of them really have a chance unless Georgia loses and another team loses 2 games. So they're basically out of it. But the truth of it is, I don't really believe that Boise State is better than Georgia. I don't believe SMU is better than Georgia. I don't think Texas A&M is better than Georgia. So they're doing pretty good. But seeding is very important. And I'm with Sean. I would move BYU lower on the list and give somebody at this point this week. I would give Tennessee or Notre Dame higher seating and drop BYU
Wait.
down to maybe
Doesn't
10.
SMU controls their own destiny? I'm pretty sure.
They do, certainly. But I mean, they lost to BYU, and we know that BYU isn't all that.
BYU is now. I wouldn't say that there's some kind of powerhouse guaranteed winner of the CFP, but they've been very resilient. Even though we know that referees saved them, refereeing saved them this weekend. Right? That's one of the most absurd things that I ever seen in the game. I watched that game. I just couldn't believe it that somehow they was able to get extra time and downs out of that shit. Does anybody else feel that way?
Yeah, I think most of the country agrees with you, Dr. Balls. I think
Right.
I mean, you know it's bad when the Utah athletic director supersedes his own coach to jump into that post game press conference and say, "We got hosed, man. I don't care about a fine from the we got hosed."
So
they fined me $40,000.
Yeah,
we can't say the ref was a Mormon, right? Because
No,
both schools are Mormon.
These are yeah. I mean the conference refs are the conference refs. So I mean you could have had refs from the state of Texas doing that game from the Big 12 or
So what you're saying is the ref was a moron, not a Mormon, right?
Correct. They were just dumb.
Yeah,
And
but
what they're claiming is
Or
that
we
with
could,
they're
we could
claiming
say
that
that
the Pac-12.
we
I'm
could
sorry.
say the refs have directions to Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah. They're claiming it was the Pac-12 crew, and a guy in that Pac-12 crew had a beef with Utah.
Sorry, Nikki, what's your problem with this top 12, 13 here?
I would drop Indiana and BYU, probably Penn State. I'd move up Notre Dame, Tennessee, and honestly, I'd move up.
You'd have Florida at 13th, wouldn't you?
Oh, hell no. Lord. I'd like to see him there, but no.
Hey, we get to talk about Florida pretty soon, and a good version of Florida.
Yes.
So,
but yeah, I honestly think I would move up Ole Miss a little more too. After that Georgia win,
Yep.
I would move them up.
Ed, what do you think?
Hang on.
You don't think?
Did Ed fall asleep again?
No. So I would definitely move Penn State down.
Yeah,
Because they haven't done
fuck
anything.
Penn State.
What?
Fuck Penn State.
Uh-huh.
I would have Alabama ahead of Miami
Mm-hmm.
and Notre Dame.
I agree.
I would leave BYU where they are, although in addition to the Utah game, I don't know if anyone remembers, but they were very fortunate to escape a down Oklahoma State team.
Yeah, that was,
I mean, they were beaten, and they pulled that out by basically going the length of the field in, God, what, 30 seconds, something like that?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think what this is, and again, it doesn't really matter until the last one comes out. This is just something we can talk about in hyperbole.
That's right.
But I think we're getting towards basically we're gonna have maybe 4 from the Big 10, 4 maybe 5 from the SEC, the one group of 5, and then one from the 12 and one from the ACC, and that's going to be that.
I think there's a chance that either the ACC or Big 12 gets 2 and knocks maybe an SEC team out. Possible.
I don't see how, particularly we're talking SMU. Like you said, they control their own destiny, and that I think it's great. So if SMU wins out, right, and that includes the ACC championship game, a 2-loss Miami, who we also know eked out a couple of games they probably should have lost. I just don't see a 2-loss Miami that's not the ACC champ in this playoff. I don't. I'd rather see one of the more 2-loss SEC teams, and because we know the SEC is the best conference. They've played the toughest schedules this year. They should be rewarded.
You don't think that the committee's going to look at star power and ratings and want Cam Ward in the playoff?
I don't, because really Miami doesn't draw a lot of eyes. They really don't.
Well, the ratings are going to be
versus
anyway.
a Georgia, versus a Tennessee, versus even an Ole Miss. They just don't. I mean,
I think for the first time,
they can't even right now, being in the college football playoff at 1 loss, sell out their home stadium.
No, there's more visiting fans.
Yeah, I mean that's an embarrassment.
All right, so guys, hold that thought, and we'll take a commercial, and we'll come back and talk about the games of the week.
CBD for Life offers a variety of THC-free CBD products, including CBD rubs, gummies, tinctures, sprays, CBD skincare products, and more. Expertly crafted to help you look and feel your best. Go to smecology.42web.io and click a CBD for Life link at the top of the page for great deals on assorted CBD products.
Smacking Off the podcast can use your support. How can you support us? You can buy awesome products using our affiliate links. These are products you want, products you need, in other words, stuff you will likely buy anyway. Go to smacology.42web.io and use our affiliate links at the top of the page. eBay, Fiverr, CBD for Life, A Premium Auto Parts, Clear VPN, Haley AI, Fans Edge, and Pinpause. We appreciate your support today, as well as in the future.
Smacking Off merch is available at our spread shop. Find awesome hoodies and t-shirts in all colors. Want it in your team color? Hit us up and tell us what you want, and we'll send you the web address for your custom shirt within 1 day. Go to smacology1.myspreadshop.com for awesome Smacking Off stuff.
Prioritize your pet's health, not financial stress. Comprehensive accident and illness coverage. Preventative care. No breed or age restrictions. For pet-centric membership perks included. Plans starting at $19.99 a month. Don't let inflation catch you unprepared. Your pet is counting on you for everything. Go to smecology.42web.io and click the pin pause link at the top of the page for the best pet care insurance in the business.
So we're back. Welcome back to the show, guys. Hey, I have to ask everybody what's on my mind. I believe for the first time that a college football playoffs can be something that can rival the NCAA tournament in terms of how many viewers it gets. In other words, the ratings of the college football playoffs could be as big as the entire NCAA tournament. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
Well, there's fewer games, so it's hard to gauge.
12
Um,
games total, I think.
Yeah, but
but look,
they're all quality games.
Oh yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah,
Um,
from the from our perspective, they're all quality games. We don't
I
know
mean,
how they turn out.
I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate, but let me say this: I can't fucking wait.
Sean,
If the games are good, then I think Bob is correct. But the difference is, you know, whoever that group of five team is, if they end up going to a place like Columbus or Oregon or Tuscaloosa, that could get ugly real quick, and people move the channel. Whereas the NCAA basketball tournament, in the last few years, we've seen 15 seeds beat 2 seeds, couple 16 beat 1 finally. So as a whole, I think it'll be close if particularly the quarterfinals, semifinals, and national championship game are good. I mean, if we get a national championship game that is like Georgia TCU, people move off that real quick.
Oh, I think the Final Four could be off the hook. I mean, just the possibilities of who could be in the Final Four is off the hook as far as the college football playoffs goes. And I think it might be somebody unprecedented get in it, or somebody hasn't been in that position in a long time. So, like Ed says, I can't already wait to see it. So, I see you got
I think what we all want is in not something that the CFP, or we're all old enough to remember the BCS, didn't really deliver that much, was quality games. That's the great fear is, bad games. Whereas, March Madness, pretty rarely has the championship game been that lopsided, but again, basketball is completely different than football. But I think we all just want quality games. It's the fourth quarter, and I'm not already looking to go on to like Netflix or something else because it's 30-point, blowout.
So real quick, isn't Mike Tyson fighting tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any updates on that?
It hasn't started yet because there's 3 preliminary fights.
I got you. All right, so just chime in if anything happens before we get done, and I doubt that it does.
Is this for the fake Netflix heavyweight championship belt of the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, but look at it this way. Just like Andy Kaufman was the intergender champion of the world, Trump is the intergender champion of the world.
Okay.
Direct your emails to Ed on that.
He
And
beat 2 women.
Texas high school
So
playoffs
Ed
started tonight.
Ed, you just opened a can of worms. In the off season, we got to do an Andy Kaufman episode now. God damn it!
Okay.
All right, let's get to these games. Just really fucking good game here as Clemson's going to Pitt.
Well,
sorry, Nikki, say that again. Okay.
God, I feel bad for Dane. Not Clemson, just Dane.
Just the Dane part of Clemson, Dane.
Yeah. He has such high hopes every game.
I want to know how his Cade Klubnik for Heisman campaign is going.
He's in second place now.
Is he?
Just second,
Okay.
So Pitt is going to be miserable this weekend. They're playing at Pitt. I don't live too far from Pittsburgh. If the crow flies, now if you had to drive there, it could take as long as 4.5 hours to get there because there's no way to drive directly Pittsburgh from here, right? But
So Dr. Balls, isn't Kyle a Pittsburghian?
oh yeah, I would have met him in Pittsburgh at the bar. We took a few little
Yeah, but
shorts for the
he
show.
hates Pitt though, right?
He's Penn State guy, man. That's his team.
Yeah.
He hates Pitt.
But the weather's gonna be miserable. I'm in the same weather they're gonna have right now, and it's rained cats and dogs for 3 days, and it's about 40 degrees. Right? I mean, people that spent a long time in the Low Country of South Carolina and the Piedmont area, like Clemson's in, they're liable to die of exposure out there, man. I think it's a big advantage for Pitt.
But Dr. Balls, you know as well as I do that miserable weather when you're in the comfort of your own home with some heat on or whatever it is that you need, it's not that miserable from your fucking couch, is it?
No,
it's really fun. Is it not awesome to watch football in miserable weather?
It makes it amazing.
In a controlled environment.
I enjoy it.
Oh, but it's better, Doug, to be out in the elements, fighting it with your team.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay.
No, Sean does that, so Sean can talk this smack about this particular subject.
I ran into our good man Kyle Golick. Him and I attended a pro football game in the Steel City a couple years ago, and when we bought the tickets, I looked. December, Pittsburgh average temperature about 33 degrees, similar to like what Bob just said. Unfortunately, 2 days before the game, a blizzard came through and the bottoms fell out, and it was 4 degrees at kickoff for this game. And we were bundled to being bundled.
You cherish that moment, don't you, Sean?
But yeah, the great thing was so much. So that was the night that the Steelers retired Franco Harris's number. And it was also the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Deception. And
Deception, not reception.
Immaculate Deception?
Immaculate Deception.
Tell us about it, Sean. Real quick.
Well, the Steeler fans call it the Immaculate Reception because Franco, they claim, caught the ball. All of us Raider fans know the ball touched the ground, so it should have been incomplete. There was a clipping on the play as well.
Well, the ball did not touch the ground.
The ball touched the ground.
Wait a minute, but the rule was different back then with respect to illegal touching. And it is questionable whether Frenchie
you're misconstruing the two rules. Okay, so one, the illegal double touch, which happened, that was Frenchie Fuqua touched it, and then Franco touched it. Number two,
you got to be nice to people that have tropical fish in their heels. Okay.
Hey, let me solve this real quick. Sean, you weren't born yet. Ed was on the fucking 50-yard line seats.
Now I watched this game on television, guys.
He's a Washington fan. They were already eliminated by that point.
I watched that game on television. We had a 19-inch RCA. On my 19-inch RCA, it looked like that a whole lot of shenanigans went on. That's all I can say.
All right, so real quick, let's move to Texas, Arkansas. A fucking great game, right?
Great history game too.
This is one that Texas is going to Arkansas. It's not out of the question that Arkansas could pull something here.
Yes, it is.
It's a hate game.
I don't think it is, Ed. But go ahead. Tell us why it is.
Because Arkansas's defense is poor.
Yeah.
It don't matter in a hate game. Arkansas's been waiting for this.
You agree with me, don't you, Nikki?
Yeah,
Bob, do you agree?
Fight them again.
I think
Nikki has recency bias for what the Horns did to her Gators, so she's picking the
I
Hawks.
knew they were going to do that to my Gators. They gave me a reason to drink.
No, Nikki's absolutely right. I think Arkansas's had a rough season. They're not very good across the board. But man, if you could ruin Texas's season and you're Arkansas,
I mean, these come and they come pretty frequently through the season. These games where you're like, okay, I mean, Texas wins this game, and it don't happen, and it happens frequently, but you don't know where it's going to happen. And this looks like one where it could happen.
I just think it's a old rooted rivalry hate game. You know,
From
the two teams
the
hate
other
each
Southern,
other.
the Southwest Conference, not the Southeastern,
Yeah.
The Southwestern Conference.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's been drilled into Arkansas's head. This is the game we're gonna show up. No matter what, this is the game you show up to.
If
Yeah,
Arkansas
but
wins, does Sam Pittman keep his job? I mean,
yeah, but
got to, right?
at the same time, who's the offensive coordinator of Arkansas?
Petrino, baby.
Oh, that bad man. That
Right.
bad man.
Yeah, but the
He
thing
literally
is,
was a bad man.
if Arkansas plays a good game and loses, I mean Petrino wants this job. Or why else would he be back there, right?
That's why they're tanking, is so that he can have that job. Like, he's doing this on purpose. He's making sure that Arkansas sucks so he can have his job back.
Okay, so there's that side story there.
Fire up the motorcycles.
Do they want him?
Yeah, I think they do, Ed.
Yeah.
I mean the last great shit they did, and it wasn't great, but it was close to great. He was the guy, right?
Yep.
Was he there when Darren McFadden was there?
What is the press conference with the what is the press conference with the AD of Arkansas? What are you worried about? Auburn hired Hugh Freeze. Is that what they say?
Yeah. I mean, that's what is it? Precedent. You have precedent. Yeah. Auburn hired Hugh Freeze, so we can certainly bring back Bobby Petrino. Boom. There you go.
Goodness.
This is their way of doing it, so that it was kind of swept under the rug. Bring him in as an OC, let him gain the trust,
Okay, so
we believe in second chances in America, so give Bobby Petrino another chance. Come on.
So I don't believe we picked on the Clemson Pitt game, and we probably shouldn't have, and I think we did the right thing. But does anybody have any predictions on this Texas Arkansas game?
Yeah, Texas.
Sean?
Yeah, I as much as I want to pick Arkansas, I'm gonna say that after the 15-14 win I saw today, the Texas Longhorns are indubitably my national champion.
Sean, you know a lot of shit that happened before you were born.
No, I gotta take Texas. Quinn Ewers, congratulations to him. I guess he got engaged to his girlfriend.
How did he? Isn't he
yeah.
sending girls messages to see
I don't
their?
know, but I just saw he got engaged to his girlfriend. So give me Quinn Ewers and the Horns by 17.
Bob.
Yeah, I like a similar score. I think it'll be 31-10 Texas.
Oh, fuck you, Bob. Nikki.
I'm going all in.
You're going all in.
I am.
Pushing all the chips in the
I'm
face.
just gonna do it. I'm gonna pick Arkansas by 1.
Um,
Something happens.
All right, so I think that Arkansas is going to have a shot here. I think Texas pulls it out in the end, but I'm not shocked. I'm riding the fucking fence. I'm riding the fence on this one. I'm not shocked if Arkansas pulls the upset, but I think Texas wins by a field goal.
I think Quinn gets a cramp in his leg and can't play, and then
But that would be bad for Arkansas because Manning's coming in, and it's Manning time.
Manning comes in and he pulls his shoulder, and he can't play. And who's their third string?
That one guy.
Yeah, exactly. Arkansas wins by 1.
Okay, so this may be one of the most underrated games of the week.
Oh wait,
Oregon.
Doug, real quick on that Clemson Pitt game. I'm gonna pick Clemson just for Dane because they need to keep winning so they can go to the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Okay, so I'm going with Pitt. Goddammit.
Oh, come on! We want to see Dabo get the Mayo bath.
Pitt at home in Narzuzzi. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I got Pitt.
I think Pitt has a chance.
Bob?
I got Pitt.
All right, so fuck this game.
None of you guys want to see Dabo get the Mayo bath? Come on, for shame.
He can still
I just want to see Dabo walk through that door again next week.
All right, so fuck that Pitt Clemson game. How about Oregon and Wisconsin?
Oh, well, it don't sound too compelling to me, guys. Wisconsin
I
really.
mean, it don't sound compelling, and that's why you have to think about it, because
Could this be the game that knocks
Wisconsin
Oregon
as
down?
at home. I mean,
Yeah.
you expect Oregon's going to fuck up somewhere, and they're
Well,
going on the road.
Alabama put a hurt on Wisconsin in
That was
Madison.
then. That was then, though.
I agree with what you said.
Luke Fickle.
Who does Oregon have next week?
Bye week next week.
Oh shit!
Oh, they're going to crash on.
I was
They're
gonna
going
say
to
maybe they would look ahead, but like there's something that could throw them off, and Wisconsin just is like, I'm here.
Yeah, I think this is Oregon's what is this? This will be their 11th game. Then they do a bye week, and then they play Washington as their final game.
You know what? Oregon don't look great to me, but they look consistent. But I mean, you got to figure that this is going to come. This is going to crash down at some point. And
Wisconsin.
No, it's probably not. But I mean, there's still that possibility because Wisconsin, they're not terrible.
This is what we want, though. We want Wisconsin too. We want to shake up. What happens if they lose? And then Ohio State, everyone's down to like one loss except for BYU and Indiana.
And you go and skip the playoffs and make Indiana and BYU the national championship game.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
And the winner gets Michigan.
So, out of respect for Wisconsin, let's not even pick on this Oregon-Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
Let's move to Virginia at Notre Dame.
Or Virginia.
Well, that's a pretty compelling game to me, guys. You know, it's at home at Notre Dame, but Virginia's traveling pretty good. The weather, I don't know what's the weather going to be up there at South Bend this week, Sean.
Not bad. Actually, it should be fine.
Let's get God will make sure it's beautiful.
Well, yeah.
You know, and here's the thing: it's senior day in South Bend. Last home game of the year for the Irish.
Virginia don't have the tickets in hell.
If the weather's good, yeah, not the mantra since the Northern Illinois loss from Freeman has been, don't forget the pain you felt from that loss. And all the Irish have done the last 5 weeks is get better and better. And that includes the Alabama signal caller they got under center, Riley Leonard from shout out, was that Hope Fair, Alabama, down by Mobile? Thank you, Hope Fair. He started the first 4 games of the year as a 61% passer. All he's done is increase that to 70% over the last 4 games. And we already knew about his mobility. I think the Irish come out fired up, raring to go. They don't beat Virginia as bad as they beat Florida State last week, but give me the Irish by a good 20 in this one.
Hell yeah.
I like Notre Dame by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Virginia won on the road at Pitt last week. It's not happening twice.
No, and
It's just
Notre Dame's not Pitt, so.
So, I mean, to get back to our Kyle Golick, the reason he hates Pitt so much is Pitt has more national championships than Penn State, more Heisman winners, more members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, you know.
Hey,
hell yeah!
Sorry, Kyle, I love you, buddy.
Sean, we need to do another Blue Blood episode.
Pitt would be very, very close to that. I mean,
and me and you could be the deciding vote. We could go ahead and push Pitt above Penn State, right?
I will tell you this: if you took every college's Pro Football Hall of Famers and wanted to start a roster, you would start with Pitt.
Because you have Dan Marino, right?
You'd start with Dan Marino at quarterback. You'd have Tony Dorsett as your running back.
Hugh Green.
Hugh Green at the D end. Larry Fitzgerald at wide receiver. You'd have coming to spell Tony Dorsett would be Curtis Martin. Your
I
tight
mean,
end.
they're just a really good centralized school, and
Yeah.
they do grab some talent from time to time, right?
Yeah, I mean, your tight end would be Iron Mike Ditka.
Damn.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka went there to be a dentist, by the way. That's the funny thing.
Well, the best performances I ever seen was Dan Marino's last year, and they got into the playoffs, and they got into the AFC Championship game and lost, and he had like a bionic thing on his knee, and he was throwing off his back foot half the time, and it was just such a gutsy performance. That was Jimmy Johnson was the coach at the time, and I got tickets to one of the regular season games there off a soda can that I bought at Publix, and it had a code where you could get the ticket for $5. So I saw the Dolphins for $5 at Dan Marino's last season.
Hey, maybe that's what Miami to do. The
So is
Hurricanes.
They used to do that in the Nikki, they used to do that in the 70s. If you went to Burger King in the 70s in the greater Miami area, and you bought like the big value meal at Burger King, you got a voucher to go to a Hurricanes game.
They need to bring
that's true.
Oh yeah.
That was actually still going on in the early '80s, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, they need to bring that back because I mean, watching them.
I lived in Miami back in the early '80s.
No, I got a similar deal at Pittsburgh. I've seen both the Steelers and the Pirates in a similar fashion, and both of it was through Subway. And they had that on the commercials. They would tell you about it, and you could go to Subway, and on your ticket they printed out would be a huge discount to get the game, or even free for the Pirates. It was free, but it was a huge discount for the Pirates, and not the Pirates, but the Steelers. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to see the Pirates.
I really think Doug brought up a great point about, and it speaks to a bigger thing. Football has, along with the evolution of how good television is, assuming you have whoever your provider is, whatever you want to say, but going to a game now is still great. Don't get me wrong, but versus on your couch and you can watch 10, 12 games in an afternoon, evening.
Yeah, and beers for 30 cents a piece.
Right. Versus if you go to the game. One, you're driving there, however long that may take. You go to the game, and then just getting out of there can take an hour, hour and a half. And so you're missing all these games. And then, during the game, fighting the crowd to go to the bathroom or get a bite to eat or a drink, whatever. Like the at-home, the football has become an at-home watching experience because it's so much easier versus going to an actual game.
That in a bad economy.
Yeah. I mean, and then you've priced these games where it's like, do I pay, YouTube TV, whatever I pay a month, or do I pay $300 to go sit in a seat for 4 hours? I mean, that's.
And if you get drunk, you don't have to worry about falling down the stadium.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean a bad economy? Joe and Kamala said it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it was great, but
you're gonna get Ed back up in his bully pulpit.
Yeah, we can't. We have to move to the next game. It's the South Carolina versus Missouri, the SEC game of the week.
That's South Carolina all the way. Missouri's been poor the last second half of the year.
Okay, so Missouri's at home. I'm
Doesn't
going
matter.
Missouri.
Is Brady Cook going to play? Is the question.
That's a valid question. Let's see.
Probably another decision.
Let's see. Is Brady Cook going to play?
Alexa, is Brady Cook going to play?
Yeah, I would ask Google or Alexa that, but I know I'll get a fucking answer that won't answer the question.
His status on Wednesday. Now let's see. I actually typed it in my iPad. I wished I'd have had it. But no, I gotta pay this newspaper a bunch of money to find out. Oh, he's listening.
Really? Don't pay that shit, Bob.
Bob hit a paywall.
Yeah. He's listed as doubtful for Missouri's football game against South Carolina. I'm reading this through a banner that wants me to pay him $3.99 or something.
Okay, Bob. It's for the podcast. Go ahead and pay the $3.99. We gotta know,
I'm gonna do it.
Bob.
We'll write off on our taxes.
Just take one for the team
No,
so
I'm just kidding,
everyone
Bob.
can read the
Bob, don't
article.
pay. Don't.
Don't do
Bob,
it, Bob.
don't do it, Bob.
The Columbia Daily Tribune probably ain't fit to wipe my butt with. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Bob, just go with Missouri. God damn it.
I say doubtful, and I say that South Carolina destroys them.
Fuck.
With or without him, because
I think
when
so,
he
too.
comes back, he's gonna be.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
Mo-
play.
get
He's
back
gonna
into
play
the group.
2 series. Then he's gonna get hurt again. He'll go out. I'm with Nikki. Give me the Gamecocks by 10.
I'm going Gamecocks by 14.
31-27 Gamecocks.
31-30, Missouri.
Oh,
They're at home. God damn it, they're home.
Oh my god, that's the first time I think anyone's picked Missouri on this show.
And you know, I was anti-Missouri early, but now they're getting fucked with, and they've lost a few. I got to jump to Missouri now.
There you go. They're the underdogs.
All right, so the Fighting Jen Chavez's of Tennessee go to Athens to play the Georgia Bulldogs.
What a game. Georgia's got a lot of talent everywhere, but I don't think they have anybody that's transformative. Am I the only one that sees that?
God damn it, Bob.
Can they both lose?
No.
Yeah, really. I can't vote. I can't root for Tennessee. It's near impossible to me. I have some sympathy for Georgia, but I just don't feel their quarterback's any good. You ever notice when they start talking about him during the game and they start saying his
Kirby Smart's their coach, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that.
They did what?
Kirby Smart got his first interception off of as a player for Georgia?
I'll be damned. That means something, Bob.
Peyton Manning threw a pick to Kirby Smart. Fun fact.
Hell yeah.
It's like I don't remember it, but I was probably watching it.
Yep.
You don't look like a corner anymore.
And I was like, who the fuck is this Kirby Smart fucking kid?
Kirby Smart, as a player at Georgia, had the same bad haircut that he has as the head coach at Georgia, by the way.
Right.
So,
Bobby Hill against Stewie.
Yeah, but Sean, it was under the helmet. It was under the helmet and you couldn't see it.
No, we saw it after he took his helmet off on the sideline.
Wait, he did not have man boobs in college.
So Sean, you remember that? You remember the haircut?
I saw the clip the other day.
It kind of rung a bell, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's definitely Kirby Smart. I mean, now he was in great shape. I will say that versus now, like Ed was alluding to. But and Manning was like, who is this guy that intercepted me? He was kind of stunned. Yeah. But
who the fuck's this asshole, right?
Yeah, very much, because I'm Peyton Manning, and who the hell is Kirby Smart? Very much kind of to a different vein, a Lindsey Scott kind of moment,
right?
But the last I checked, the odds makers have this strongly in favor of the dogs. I think I saw 9.5 earlier this week.
I like the dogs. I do. At home, I like the dogs.
Me too.
Now, the other news we got.
So I got to say this. Fuck Jen Chavez. You're wrong. The dogs are going to win. And that's the end. Well, it's not the end of Tennessee, but the Vanderbilt loss will be the end of Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, so we did get news today in favor of the Big Orange.
God damn it, Sean.
Looks like Nico is going to play.
Sean.
That's not positive news.
He had to spin up. I'm sorry. Nico has not lived up to their expectations or anyone else's. Beginning of the season, all we heard is he is going to be Heisman candidate. This, that, he's not.
Sean, why did you decide?
He's still a sophomore. I
don't care.
why did you decide to bring this in during the podcast, Sean?
I have to give our listeners all the information, Doug. That's what we do.
You thought Sean, you thought this was relevant, didn't you?
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, because nobody knows who Tennessee's backup is. I mean, I would still probably think it's Joe Milton until I saw him. I saw him the other day on an NFL game, so it's not Joe Milton. But Nico playing is a big difference to what the Tennessee offense can do versus whoever the backup is. I don't care. Probably Josh Heupel's son. I don't know. But
okay, yeah. So Jen, Sean's trolling you. This is not relevant.
But the bigger things in the picture of this game. One, Georgia's on a 7-game winning streak in this series. Number two, Georgia's coming off a bad loss at Ole Miss, and very uninspired.
They lost some players too.
What's that?
They lost some players.
They did. Certainly, they did.
So
uninspired. I don't know. I guess ETN's not going to play this week for Georgia.
He's tired.
He's tired.
He's tired.
He's tired.
He's tired.
Catching up on his D's.
Hard.
Yeah. But it's at night. It's in Athens, and the Georgia defense knows how to defend a very kind of simplistic Tennessee offense. My question, though, is going to be, can the Georgia offensive line hold up against the Tennessee defensive line and give Beck time? Now, Beck hasn't been great as of late.
No, Beck needs to get out of his girlfriend's ass. I'm sorry. He's more worried about that Lambo and his girlfriend. He's not the same quarterback. He looks like shit.
This just feels like Doug is right. Like, this is a get-back moment for Georgia. I got to pick the dogs in a close one here. Give me Georgia 24, Tennessee 20. That's what it feels like. So if I'm betting on this, give me Tennessee with the points. But if I'm picking it straight up, give me the dogs. Dogs are going to bark.
Nikki.
Yeah. Well, I hate both of them.
Right, we do that.
After Baby E and his mama texting the Florida players not to hit him so hard. That's the only transfer player I have ever disliked. And him running his mouth. So him not playing kind of makes me sad because I was kind of hoping he'd get knocked around a little. I will go with Georgia, but it's only going to be about. I'll say Georgia by 3. Let's stir it up a little more and have another 2-loss team.
Gives us our chaos scenario that we love.
Exactly.
So I really like Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Damn it,
You
Jim.
think they're going to cover the number, Doug?
I think they will.
Wow.
He wants pay. This is his payback for Tennessee beating Bama.
He's still angry about the 3rd Saturday in October and no cigar.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but seriously, I did the science on this, and the bias has nothing to do with this, Jen. Fuck your balls.
Well, I got Georgia 27-17.
Yeah, so he's got them by 10.
Okay.
That's close, right?
That's covering.
Yep.
All right, so
what happened to Ed?
Ed,
I'm right here, Georgia by 10.
Okay, so I've got Georgia by 14, and we've got 2 people with Georgia by 10. So, the game of the fucking week in the Big Ten, Nebraska at fucking Southern Cal. Historically, this is a fucking game of the century, right?
Used to be.
Yeah. In 2024, it's not so much, is it?
Is this? Let's ask. Ed's our Big Ten guy. Ed, is this the Big Ten Saturday night they've been talking about?
It might be.
I mean, you talk about
Big Ten Saturday night on Nickelodeon.
I mean, almost, it should be. I mean, because now the Big Ten got their money. They got their $8 billion TV deal. The problem was how they distributed amongst the different networks. So, unlike the SEC, which was smart, and they're all with ESPN, ABC, you just call it the Disney family of networks. The Big Ten has the majority with Fox, who has Big Noon Kickoff. Well, the problem is all the Big Ten schools are getting riled by the fact that their biggest game of the week has been sitting at noon. So none of these games can be in prime time. And the prime time game is Big Ten Saturday night on NBC. And you're getting, teams with 500 or below 500 records. So in the offseason, that's something the Big Ten's going to have to certainly work at. Because their good games should be in prime time and not at noon when people are just rolling out of bed. Most of us on the West Coast, like, oh my God, another game in Ohio State, crazy.
They're lucky they don't have Lane there. He would yell at them.
And the other part of that contract is, even though the Big Ten expanded and added 4 teams on the West Coast, none of those teams can be big noon kickoff for Fox, because that would mean the game would kick off at 9 a.m. on the West Coast, and that's just certainly not going to happen. So, this is probably Big Ten Saturday night on NBC, but it's 2 mediocre teams, USC and Nebraska. And I think we've already seen, is Mason Miller transferring from USC? Like, he's already going to hit the portal because, and who knows if Lincoln Riley might be hitting the portal to a offensive coordinator job somewhere else in the offseason.
Transferred far, far away.
You mean Miller Moss?
Yeah, Mason Miller Moss, whatever, Eminem for all we care.
So I think that Nebraska stops the losing streak because USC's in free fall. I think it'll be pretty close, given that it's in the Coliseum. But I like for Nebraska to pull off the minor upset.
Hell yeah! Well, I think that Nebraska. I don't know if that's considered an upset. And hell, the USC, when they're down, their stadium's like a tomb. I've watched games where I bet you're putting 15,000 people in them, and they. I bet it's going to be like that because SC's got nothing to play for. The team isn't any good. They don't have any chance to contend. Nebraska's got a statement that's trying to say that they're better. The coach has that on the line. So I'm with you guys. I think Nebraska wins that game. I'd say 20-17.
I should add something here. As we both know, these are blue blood programs, and for the listeners who don't know what blue blood programs are, we can pull up the old blue blood discussion we had. But they've played 5 times in their history, these blue bloods, and guess what? Nebraska has never won a game against Southern Cal.
Wow.
Till
Never.
tomorrow.
That's a great fact there, Sean.
Southern Cal has 4 wins and a tie against Nebraska.
Well, then Matt Rule's going to be telling his guys, look, it's year 2 for me, and it's Lincoln's last year, so go get them.
And I think Nebraska, did I just not see, did they hire Dana Holgerson recently? Is that?
Yeah, he was an analyst.
And
then they fired their OC, and they moved him up to offensive coordinator.
I think I'm with you guys. Let's go Huskers. Let's go Huskers 24-17 in a grimy, not great, another Big Ten Saturday night game.
So,
and Sean, I don't think that the road trip from South Bend to LA looks as potentially ominous as it did a month ago.
Ed, you're factually correct, but history says a lot of other things. And to use Doug's reverse psychology, until the game, and I'll be at that game, until that game ends with the 4-0 at the end of the fourth quarter with us with more points, I'm not counting it as, and frankly, before that, we got to deal with a ferocious Army team in New York.
And that could make or break game for Lincoln. I know their fans are they're already talking, oh, we can't afford his buyout, this and that. They're pissed. They want him gone. They beat Notre Dame. That could
Yeah. I mean, USC has 3 games that can save Lincoln Riley's bacon there in LA. You have this game, certainly. I believe they have UCLA, the battle for the bell there in the city. And then they got Notre Dame. So if Lincoln wins those games, he's going to be okay. If he loses all of them, okay, I think Nikki's absolutely right. He's going to be, working on his resume and looking for an offensive coordinator job.
If you had a huge buyout where you was getting like $30 million a year to not do nothing, hell, I'd just about be on TV and collect that $30 million.
But their fans are saying that because of this violation and the probation that they're being put on, that
he
they
could be
can
fired
use
for
that as
cause.
cause.
Yeah, Nikki's absolutely right.
So
All right, so the writing's on the wall. Nebraska goes to USC and wins. Right?
I think we'd all love to see it. I think we'd love to see Nebraska make another. Now, Ed, where's if Nebraska wins, they're bowl eligible.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that'd be a huge step for the Nebraska. How many years have they gone now without going to a bowl game?
It's been long enough. It's been like 6 or 7 years, I believe.
So, I mean, Nebraska's got everything to play for. USC, really the only thing they have to play for is to maybe keep Lincoln Riley's job before these players hit the transfer portal in the offseason. So,
all right, so let me go with the ultimate, not so fast, my friend. USC wins their 5th game in the series by 2 points.
And Doug, if that happens, like all you have to do is go in and look at the different weird of what we got right now, what we consider the 8 blue bloods, and we could certainly in the offseason revisit that from a few years back of who should and should not be blue bloods. But of what we know is the 8 blue bloods. When you look at their records against each other, it's really weird stuff.
It is.
It's really weird. You and I have talked about Texas, Alabama, and we've also talked about Notre Dame, Ohio State.
I mean, if this game was in Lincoln, then I'm going with Nebraska, but I got to go with USC at home.
And we've seen that as a trend statistically during this season. Teams traveling 2 or more time zones have a losing record this year.
Yep.
Yes.
So, I mean, hopefully Nebraska gets in to LA early on Friday, gets their walkthrough done. Today they got their walkthrough done today, and gets to bed early. It's a night game, so they should be well rested. But who knows?
Has everybody given their thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. So now we got to move to the game of the week. The Tulane Green Wave go to Navy for the game of the fucking week.
What's the line on this one?
Sean?
I don't know the line. Let me pull it up here. Give me a second.
Ed?
What?
Ed's our gambling aficionado. He should know the lines. Come on, Ed.
Here, I'll look at that. Let's see. I've already got the schedule, so all I got to do is find it on the schedule. There it is. Tulane Navy. Midshipman 7-2. Odds, picks, and predict. This is USA Today. They say the line is well, I thought they were going to give me here they are, the odds. The money line is Tulane 275.
That's not helpful.
Oh,
we need the spread.
It don't even say what the spread is. It just
hold on. I got you. Bob. Give me a second.
Navy +7. Navy +7.
There you go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah, Navy +7. here's the thing about this game. I should mention, we didn't mention it earlier. But so this weekend, if everybody's ready, 6 teams in the FBS can clinch a berth in their conference title game.
Damn.
Those 6 teams, I know we already talked some of these games. I'll run through them real quick. So if Oregon beats Wisconsin, they're in the Big Ten championship game. Who's BYU playing? We just mentioned it. I'm struggling here. Doug, help me out. Who's BYU got?
I'll be ready to look. I got the.
Nobody cares. If BYU wins, they're in the Big 12 championship game. If Boise State wins their game, they're in the Mountain West Conference championship game. If Army wins their game, they're in the American Conference championship game. And now to this game, if Tulane beats Navy and Army beats whoever they're playing, I haven't looked yet, but if they both win, they'll play each other in the AAC Conference championship game. It'll be the Army Black Knights against the Tulane Green Wave. And then for those that care about the Sun Belt Conference, if the Raging Cajuns win, they'll be in their conference championship game.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
All right, so
that's exciting to me.
Has everybody chimed in on this one?
No.
Fuck. Am I the one that's missing?
No, I think we all got picked.
So it's me?
Sure.
It could be you. It could be me.
All right, so
What's up?
Navy's at home. Tulane wins.
Hell yeah,
I think Tulane's going to win this game. Ultimately, they're going to win the American, and ultimately, they're going to send a concerned letter of note to SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey to bring them back into the SEC. They are 3-time SEC champion, Tulane.
They are.
They've got more SEC championships than Oklahoma and Texas, by the way.
Yes.
And South Carolina.
And South Carolina, that's right.
And Arkansas.
So, yeah, give me Tulane.
And Vanderbilt.
Give me Tulane by 14 over the midshipmen there in Annapolis.
Okay, so Nikki.
Tulane.
We have to move to this game. We've got to. And I fucking hate LSU.
This is a fun fact.
Doug, you just beat LSU. Why are you piling on?
I know, but it wasn't enough.
You made all their fans leave with like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, man.
All right. Yeah, so Florida's going to LSU.
And whoever wins or loses this game will not be going to the SEC championship game, just to let everyone know. That is a fun fact.
We already knew both teams were not going to the SEC championship game.
Doug, I have great news about this game. This is breaking news. Huge breaking news. This is now a rivalry trophy game.
Yeah.
And it's the Golden Throne shoe game.
Baby.
So you remember a few years ago the shoe was thrown. They found the shoe. They gold plated it. They put an arm throwing it on a pedestal. So the winner of the game will get the Golden Throne shoe trophy.
In commemoration of Florida throwing a shoe.
Yeah.
Marco Wilson.
To a wide open receiver.
Yeah.
For no touchdown.
Yeah.
And we had that in the bag. We had that game, and that was in 2000.
Yeah. If that shoe was a fucking football, y'all got this shit, right?
That he tossed the trophy and gave him the first down.
Which they ultimately kicked the field goal to win the game, right?
They won the game, and it was in 2019.
I think that would be an awesome rivalry trophy, personally.
I do too.
We need the golden donkey balls for something.
We do, yes.
For this game.
Sean,
go ahead.
If we move donkey balls to Tuesday next week, are you coming on?
Sure. Yeah, I can be
All right.
on.
All right. I now declare Donkey Balls is coming on Tuesday next week.
Let's go. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
I think where's this game being played this year?
Texas.
Let's be playing
have a
LSU, I believe.
Is it in Baton Rouge or is it in Gainesville?
It's in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. I mean, is Nikki for sure? Is Lagway playing? For
Yeah,
sure?
so is Badger.
Man, I
Who?
think
Who, Nikki?
Badger.
Who's Badger?
the Honey Badger.
No, that's LSU.
He's a
That was like from years ago.
He's a
No, I
bad
was talking about
bitch. No,
the TV person.
he's been out for most of the season. We also have back Wilson and Johnson, or Wilson, possibly Montrell Johnson Jr. And
I
two of
gotta
our
play the role
defensive
of Doug
players
here
are
on
back.
this one. I just feel like after the debilitating, their season's over. Florida's got a lot to play for here. Give me the Gators in this one. I like the Gators. Give me the Gators.
I'm with you, Sean.
I like the Gators too.
Give me
Go Gators.
I'm Garrett Nussmeier. He stinks. Let's be honest. He stinks.
That's a stretch.
He sucks Donkey Ball.
LSU's rush defense also stinks. And
They
you don't
suck.
fix that in a week, even though didn't they fire one of their coordinators? Did they fire a coordinator this week?
They should have.
Should have, but
Yeah,
okay.
they did. They
Either
should
way,
have, okay.
if Florida plays the way they played against Georgia, if they give that effort, they definitely win. Give me the Gators on the road by 6, like 23-17 Gators.
We have a really good kicker, so that's a plus.
What you're saying is 26 of 17, right?
I don't know what the line is, Doug. I don't know.
No. I'm talking to Nikki. Nikki, you said you have a good kicker, so you're going 26-17.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm only giving
29-17.
I'm only giving LSU 14. I feel like our defense,
as long as they continue to
is
roll
back.
Garrett Nussmeier out
Yeah.
there, that offense is anemic. It's anemic.
And that our defense is strong enough, and we're back to getting healthy. We have a few of our defensive players that went out in the Georgia game back. I do have faith in our defense. I didn't think I would say that all season, and I do. They look good. I hate LSU with a passion. This right here, other than probably FSU, is my most hated game. Like, I hate LSU.
The only thing we have to fear if you're picking Florida in this game is the Teflon Don himself. This is one of those Brian Kelly get back, save your job games. Even though we all know LSU can't fire him because of the buyout. It's ridiculous. But it still has that smell of like Brian Kelly gets a win barely by like a point to save his job. That's the only fear I have in this game.
There's also that Brian Kelly that looks down on Florida right now because we've been rough this season. It's been up and down.
Florida, Nikki. Brian Kelly looks down on everyone.
Well, yeah, but this is definitely one of those games he looks down on. We've got it in the bag. Let's just move on to the next.
Yeah, no, I absolutely hope he's doing that because I think Florida has a lot to play. I know the season hasn't been great, but with the fact that you reaffirmed Billy Napier, and I'm okay with that. I think that's actually a smart move by Florida. The recruiting class is good that's coming in. DJ Lagway can become a star. I like what I see in Lagway. And if, like you said, you get some of those guys back on defense that played the way they did against Georgia, I think Florida's right to go in there and win this game. I do.
And they did it against Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they did it with, Mertz. It wasn't DJ in there.
But DJ is such an X factor. He's so good.
He is. We had I feel like, and I'm not that person that will say if a team has a certain player, they would have won. I do believe that if DJ was in against Tennessee or DJ could continue the game against Georgia, we would have won both games.
Ed, did you chime in on this one?
So I would like nothing better than to see the Gators win, just to see the Brian Kelly presser.
God damn it,
afterwards.
God damn it, Ed. God damn it, Ed.
But I think LSU pulls out
Fuck
a close
Ed.
one.
God damn it.
All right. Who's going to send Ed a FedEx box of corn dogs? Come on.
I don't like corn dogs.
Well, you do
Yeah, no,
now.
Exactly.
we knew that, Ed. So this game, it may not look great on paper, but Kansas
Sneaking around the old chicken coop, Doug. Sneaking around.
Yep.
Remember, Kansas was a big-time Big 12 preseason favorite.
They were, and they just knocked off Iowa State.
They just ruined Iowa State's
they,
season.
they got a taste of a road win.
They did, and now they're headed to Tempe to play the Arizona State Sun Devils.
The Scataboos.
I thought it was Arizona State versus number 20 Kansas State.
No.
No.
Am I wrong?
Tomorrow at 7.
Hold on.
Week
Here.
12.
We do have 2 Jayhawks up there on the screen, actually.
We got too many Jayhawks.
Oh, they have a double header tomorrow.
This is what happens when the show moves to Friday nights, people.
They have a double header tomorrow. They have to play in Arizona and then go to Utah.
It's a double header.
It's a double header.
Yeah, they're going to send the Georgia basketball team.
Yep.
Let me pull it up here. Hold on, folks.
I'll read it right now. Number 19 State has excellent.
We'll get this thing right here. Hold on. Big 12. You know, let's. I know everyone's laughing at the Big 12 right now, but let's not do that. Let's be fair. All right. So the Kansas Jayhawks are at the BYU Cougars.
Yes, which is a big game.
So fuck the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Arizona State is at Kansas State. That is a game as well, but so which one do you want to talk about first? And also, there's another Big 12 game that's probably of the most importance.
Oh,
in fact, this is probably the Big 12's weekend to shine. To be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead and throw that one out, Sean.
All right. Well, let's start from the top. Let's start from the top. We got the Kansas Jayhawks at the BYU Cougars, who just survived Utah in the Holy War.
Yes.
BYU is a favorite in this game by 2.5.
That's really insulting to BYU given their ranking, but okay.
It is, but Kansas is dangerous, are they not? And they have a very good head coach.
No, I think Kansas has a pretty good chance to pull it off.
So what do you think, Ed? Who do you like?
I like Kansas.
Ed, in both games?
Well, no, I got in the opener. I have the Georgia Bulldogs basketball team beating Arizona State in football.
Ed, shut the fuck up.
Okay, one.
You know why I said that,
Ed, you're
right?
out of order.
No, but don't tell me.
Because remember, Georgia. There was for some reason a few years ago, Georgia had to play more than one game in the SEC Conference Championship, and they won the tournament.
They played won 2 games in one day.
Ed, you're out of order because no one respects Georgia basketball. So
I do remember that.
We're gonna silence Ed's mic at this point.
All right, let me do it. You may do it now.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's the year the rift caved in.
I silenced him.
I tend to agree with Ed.
I have a sense of humor. Relax.
Ed does have a good sense of humor. He's funny. I tend to agree with Ed. I like Kansas in this game. They're flying way under the radar. They're better than most people think. It's been kind of a pain in the ass season for Kansas because their home stadium has been under renovation. So they've been playing games at a soccer field. Sorry, soccer fans. You know, they've been playing some games at a soccer field in Kansas City. They've had a couple games at Arrowhead where the Chiefs play. Hopefully they lose this week to Buffalo. And I just feel like Kansas is not getting any respect. They're going to go into Provo. I feel like they steal this game with a field goal at the end.
Fuck.
Well, I think BYU is a team that just catches a whole lot of breaks, and I think that's going to continue at home for them, and they're going to win 19-16.
Yeah, but the question is, does Kansas win on the road at Arizona State?
No, that's not the question.
No, they lost. They already lost.
All right,
Arizona, Doug, Arizona State is on the road this week. They're not even at home.
Who are they playing?
They're at Kansas State.
Who?
So you were close.
Kansas State.
Yeah, fuck those guys. How about Boston College at SMU?
No. We're staying in the Big 12. Stop it, Doug. Stop it. All right. So the next has everyone picked on Kansas and BYU?
BYU 3.
Okay, Nikki's got BYU by 3. Bob's got BYU by how much?
By 3.
3. Okay, and then Ed and I got Kansas close. Ed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doug, what do you got?
Kansas wins on the road.
Kansas wins on the road. Okay, the next Big 12 matchup. We're gonna skip Arizona State. Sorry, Doug. Is Utah coming off the awful officiating call? Does have a chance at redemption this week by being able to throw a wrench in Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes' chances
Oh, shit.
at going to the college football playoff. The Utah Utes are at the number 17th ranked Colorado Buffaloes.
I know why I passed this one over now.
The current line, by the way, boys and girls, Colorado by 13.5 at home in Boulder.
Shit.
Well, no way.
Let me finish. Two potential Heisman Trophy winners there with Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. I will go to Dr. Balls first. Get us started, Dr. Balls.
I've got Utah 21-20.
Utah. You're going with the upset.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sky in the station. Fuck
No,
me.
you don't. No, you don't.
No, I got to. Utah wins by 1.
Nikki.
Wait, no, Utah wins by 0.5 point.
We don't have half points.
God damn it.
This isn't chess.
Sorry, I'm going Colorado. I think.
God damn it, Nikki.
I know, but I like.
You like Prime?
I don't mind Prime.
Nikki,
I
yeah,
like
I'm with
Travis
Nikki.
Hunter.
How many toes does he have?
Like,
who cares?
I don't think he has any left. Maybe one.
That's not important to you, is it, Nikki?
He's got the Aflac duck by his side, Nick Saban by his side. Give me Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter by 10. Utah is rattled because of last week. Give me the Buffaloes at home in Boulder by 10, 31-21 Buffaloes.
Has everybody picked on this one?
I got Utah. I got Colorado. I think they feel the weight of the college football playoff pressure a little bit, but Utah's offense is not good.
It's terrible.
So I got Colorado, 24-13 kind of thing. I think Utah competes, but they can't pull it off.
I gotta share something real quick. It's Texas playoff high school football, and my Jackets tonight just won 70-0. Just throwing that out there real quick.
70 to fucking nothing.
They won by 70.
Fuck you people that are pulling for the opposition.
Yep.
Did we go over Boston College at SMU?
SMU.
Sorry, is that a game this week?
It's moot.
Yes. It's all the games you ever wanted, all in one.
All right, so I missed one, but I got is there 13 games here? I got 12 of 13. God damn it!
Well, that's good percentage these days.
I really can't believe I did not notice that
And
there was
a random fun game.
two Kansas logos on the screen. I didn't even notice it.
You'll be all
Boston College at SMU.
Mm-hmm.
right. I got SMU. I think they'll win 23-21.
Oh wait, hold up. Who sneezed SMU?
I do. I got some horrible sneezing fit going on right now. That's
No,
the
you
bitch I'm
didn't. You
doing.
didn't sneeze SMU though.
No, I didn't sneeze them. I wanted them to win 23-21.
Somebody sneezed and they said SMU.
That's gotta be Ed. Gotta be Ed.
Ed, did you sneeze SMU?
Did I what?
Did you sneeze SMU?
No.
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 God damn, I heard it. Sean, was that you?
No, I didn't sneeze, but I did say SMU. Big news on this week is Boston College benched Tommy Castellanos, their quarterback. He's already looking to find the transfer portal. It's down in Dallas, and SMU's on a mission. Their mission is to get in their first year in the ACC to the conference championship game. Give me the Mustangs, Pony Express, baby, by 17 points in this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could happen. They can really score.
They can put the points on the board, baby.
I got him by 21.
I hope Nikki's righter than I am. I agree. Hopefully, yeah.
41
and Boston
28.
College is kind of going nowhere. This is they don't really want to be there. So, I mean, SMU is going to roll on this one. I mean, SMU's remaining schedule is pretty light. They should kind of waltz into the ACC championship game along with Miami. So, and then we'll finally get to see who is the most real team in the ACC. And you know who it isn't? It's
Clemson.
not Clemson.
And one other thing. This is a revenge. This game's in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
It's a revenge game from the Fenway Bowl, too.
That's right. Yes.
Yep.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Yes. And by the people who go, oh, wasabi, that's a great a condiment that goes with Japanese food. This is not that wasabi. This wasabi is actually a software company. Fun fact.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Is that what they're spicy? Are they spicy?
Not really. They're good at like network security, if that's your thing.
That'd been better with the porn site.
I would prefer the actual food wasabi, but no, this wasabi is, I guess, good for your
How
network
awesome would that
security
be?
and
Wasabi.com, spicy girls, hot mamas.
Oh, really?
I don't know what you're talking about, Nikki. You've confused us again.
Ed, you're back.
Yes, I am.
So, every episode you do this thing, and every now and then I have to throw in like one team playing two games, and that's completely fine. But eventually you reach the pinnacle of the whole fucking week, and here we are. Boise State goes to San Jose State for the game of the fucking week.
Goodness. Yeah. If anybody alive can color this Titanic matchup, it would be you.
But Boise State was not impressive last week. Beating Nevada by 7.
Ed, we don't need your negativity here.
Washington's beating UCLA.
Really?
Yeah, they are 14-9, going to halftime.
Wait, who's
14-10?
Shut up,
Did
bro.
UCLA make the extra point?
They did.
You're ahead of me.
Yeah.
Goodness.
We should add, so Boise State at San Jose State. For those listeners who have CBS Sports Network at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock on the left coast, Boise State is a 14.5 point favorite in this game.
San Jose State's not that good.
No, they're not. But man,
hey, Ed, thank you for pointing that out.
I'm here for a reason.
But just to get on Dr. Balls' bandwagon, let's get Boise State out of here this weekend. They're gonna take a loss, last second field goal, and Dr. Balls' favorite team, the Army Black Knights, are now the best Group of 5 team remaining. Go San Jose State Spartans by a field goal, 27-24.
I got to go with that. Anything that gets Army in the playoffs.
Sean, I'm with you.
And that would also remove Ashton Jonty, who's a great story this year. He'll get his yards. He'll get his touchdown. That will remove him from the Heisman discussion. And that's all the Heisman voters are looking to do, is to remove the Group of 5 player from the discussion. These underlying narratives. If Boise State doesn't keep winning, Jonty won't win the Heisman. He'll get an invite. He will get an invite to New York, no doubt. He'll be there, but he won't win the Heisman.
Finally, want a Group of 5 to win a Heisman. Like, it's so sad. We've had out on it.
We've had, before the term Group of 5 was a thing, we have had that winner. We all saw it. Well, I think all of us have saw it. Ty Detmer won the Heisman in 1990 for BYU. So, that was before they were a power team. So there is that.
So, Sean, I have a question.
Yes.
When does Kansas play Arizona State?
I think they already played. I really do.
Okay, so what you're saying is I cannot use this graphic and change all the other games.
Unless you're really looking forward to that when we start doing the Dr. Ball's college basketball segments.
Oh,
yeah,
they will play basketball.
Okay, so I can pull this into a basketball segment.
Yes.
Okay.
But let me pull that up for you.
I'm really not sure how this happened, but I did have a lot of shit going on this week. I would say that anyway, but
Doug, you're the engineer and the hostess with the mostest. You're allowed one mulligan a year.
I fuck up more than that in the year.
Well, we didn't catch it, so this is the only one
we would not
we
be
actually
smacking
caught.
off if there wasn't fuck ups.
So hold on. The way y'all were talking about it, y'all noticed it like 20 minutes before we actually talked about it.
No, I didn't notice it until you brought it up, and I was like, "Wait."
You said wait. There's Kansas, and there's Kansas.
So Doug, the answer to your question, this would have been a great graphic in week 6.
Week 6?
Yeah, Kansas went to Arizona State in week 6 and lost 35-31.
You know what? I can't.
All y'all were already wrong.
Sean, I can't. I swear to God, I can't even explain this graphic.
It's okay.
I swear to God, I can't.
You're allowed your mulligan.
I am, but I would still like to make sense of it, and I can't make sense of it.
I just think you're getting ready for college basketball season, which
that's it.
To our smacking off listeners.
I think it's Jen Chavez. It's Jen Chavez and her fucking voodoo doll.
Everything, Doug. Come on now, you can't blame her for everything.
I gotta blame her for this, though. I got to.
I just think it's a great segue to the fact that when football season ends, smacking off, folks. The party doesn't stop. We're going to continue with college basketball. We all have love for our teams. Even Ed with his Michigan Wolverines, and that's not going to be a very good basketball story. But
whoa. We're going to be good.
Ed, we've got the Dr. Ball segment for this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, should I kick in the outro?
Oh yeah.
Do we have any other thoughts for college football this week?
We're supposed to talk college basketball.
Let's start with Dr. Balls. Dr. Balls, give us your college football thoughts for the weekend. Go.
It's gonna be a great week. We're gonna solve a lot of shit, and I think we've got planned to talk some college basketball on the Donkey Balls segment afterwards.
Monday.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No. Sorry, Tuesday.
Tuesday,
because Sean's coming on and Nikki's coming on. Everybody's
Love it.
coming on.
Love
We're
it.
all coming on.
Let's go to Ed. Ed, any final thoughts for this weekend in football?
I think we're going to end up with a little more chaos when all is said and done on late Saturday night.
As always. Okay. Nikki, what do you got?
I think University of Louisiana Monroe is going to beat Auburn.
Oh fuck! I'm with you, Nikki.
Sorry, I'm looking at it. They have a better record.
You're just piling on the poor Auburn.
I'm with you,
again.
Nikki.
I'm just looking over the stats, and I just think with them starting Thorne that and LSU sucks. And
Nikki, do you believe Gabe will buy it?
I think he already does. He's so pissed.
I think Gabe is already on to Auburn hoop season and Bruce Pearl. He's
already so pissed off. Like we were talking about that today. Like he's not happy.
How about Gululi?
Yeah.
He's moved on.
Everybody's got a bad taste with Gululi, don't they?
My biggest thoughts this week, before I turn it over to Doug, our awesome producer, for doing everything this week.
No, we're turning it over to Bob.
No. Hold on. My final thought is, I think Georgia wins, and for us as a podcast, we get that continued storyline of the craziness that is the best conference in college football, which is the SEC. So we want to see all these 2-loss teams as we head towards the finish line. And I'll turn it over to you, Doug, our awesome producer. Thank you for doing everything you do, other than getting the Kansas graphic right this week.
All right, so I'm going with the Big Ten. I really think the Big is the conference this year. I do.
Last week, but it's not a winning week with that many players.
God damn it, Sean.
Sorry. Give it to me one more time, Doug. Sorry.
I'm with the Big this week.
The Big Ten?
Yes.
You
Big
don't
12.
like the Big Ten. Come on now.
The Big Ten.
Big 12 this week.
Oh,
No, I mean the Big Ten.
Who in the Big Ten?
Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State.
That's not this week. Ohio State plays Northwestern at Wrigley Field.
I'm just saying that's the best conference right now.
I disagree. I think it's the SEC.
All right. Hey, so I can start the outro anytime I want to. Fuck you, Sean.
Go for it.
Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your city, dog balls. You college sports authorities.
Thank you for supporting Smacking Off the Podcast. Make sure to stream in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for an all-new live cast.